Welcome to episode number 71 of the Speaking Podcast. You can find all our episodes, which are all different, on speakingpodcast.com. We also have the Meditation Podcast, the Learn Polish Podcast, and the Awakening Podcast. My guest today, Radek Dabrowski, is back. He was actually on episode number 14 and he interviewed me on episode 43. So welcome, Radek.
Welcome, Ro. Hello. I totally prefer Dabrowski because it's a male version, not female
Okay,
one.
so not Dabrowska, so
I can
sorry.
forgive it.
So what I would like to say is when they brought in the pathways, for me, I really hadn't a clue. I had been shown a few times and I was struggling. And it was when you came to our club and you done a demonstration, not just me, but everybody started to understand about pathways. And that's why I believe that the listeners, because a lot of them are Toastmasters, and even if you're not, it's something that you might know about Toastmasters. So I think it might be a reason to actually join, especially now during the funny times that you can actually go online. You don't even need to go to a location to go to a club. Most of the clubs are online, so it's worth checking out. So the show is yours, Radek.
All right. Thank you very much, Roy. In my opinion, you're a bit too modest for yourself because you were dealing with pathways and with old educational program pretty well. However, thank you very much for your nice words. Pathways is, as we, especially in Toastmasters world, know perfectly, this is new educational program. And I would like to show you today just a little bit about it, how to use it, about the most important and crucial functions through sharing my screen.
And that's basically just for those that are just listening to the audio. We're going to have this both on BitChute and YouTube, and the links will be in the podcast description. So if you'd like to actually see it as he's going through it, it'll explain it a lot better.
Oh yeah, good point. All right, so the first thing for us is just to use our browser and put the address. And the address is toastmasters.org. And we are going to the upper menu and choose and click login. We are logging in here by putting our mail address and obviously the password. After that, we are clicking login, and in a couple of seconds, we should be over there. All right, as you can see on my screen, especially the ones who are watching it, not only listening it, we've got welcome Radoslav. So it means that I am successfully logged in to the toastmasters.org. We've got the menu in here about pathways, education, membership, leadership, central, etc. And today we are going to be focused on pathways. So this is the second option. When I'm clicking it, the drop-down menu is showing up. The first thing is choosing a path, especially if we don't have any, or maybe we finished one before. So let's try this. I'm clicking choose a path, and we've got pretty many information on the screen. First of all, we can select our language. Obviously, this is default English, but we don't have to choose it because there's also Deutsch, which is German, Spanish, French, Portuguese, and others, mostly from Asia. Later on, there is a question how we would like to access our materials. We've got still two options. Digital version, so we've got all the materials in the system, and the second one means that they are printed out and sent to us. The difference is pretty big because the price is different and also the variety and amount of materials is different. In digital version, we've got everything what was prepared, all paths and translations. For the printed ones, we've got the amount a bit lower. There's also a question who should select digital resources and who should select the printed ones. So we can click these pluses to learn more. And also there is a comparison, both these versions, if you are interested. As we've got currently, I would say 100% of virtual meetings, online meetings, so I'm going to click the digital resources online via Basecamp application. So I'm clicking select digital resources. And again, I'm asked about something. How I would like to choose my path. Just a kind of reminder, we've got 11 of them, and there are two options. Either we just want to read them, what they are all about, or just make a kind of test or online assessment just to determine what direction will be shown after filling out all questions. Let's try the first version, view path options. I'm clicking that, and on the bottom of the website, there is a button named continue. So I'm continuing. And here we are. First of all, we've got recommended path. Based on my previous paths that were completed by me, the system recommended to me as the presentation mastery as the next one. And there's also a small description, build your skills as accomplished public speaker. I can select it by clicking the gray button or just go through the others just to see what they are all about. For example, dynamic leadership is about negotiations and managing change. And effective coaching is rather about positive coaching and building consensus. As I said, we've got 11 paths overall, and I'm scrolling down to show you all of them. Please take a look that the last one is completely in gray, which means it is unavailable to me. Do you know why, Roy?
Probably you've done it already.
Actually, I've chosen it already, and I am in the middle of it. So currently I'm running this path. That's why this is unavailable to me. To be honest, as you perfectly know, I finished, for example, team collaboration, and as you can see, I can still choose it again. But this is finished one. This is completed one in my pocket. And the last one, strategic relationship, is not finished yet, but chosen. Therefore, I cannot choose it once again right now. I think this is pretty fair.
Yeah, and
All right.
for those, there's like basically like if you go for coaching, so if you're interested in being a coach, you can actually go into that. So if Radek slides up and it'll break down what exactly it covers. So there's a plus button below the effective coaching, and it kind of gives you a description of what that path covers.
Yes, exactly. As Roy said, we've got a plus in here to learn more about this particular path. So for example, I'm clicking effective coaching details. And as you can see, there are more words of description about this particular one. Later on, we've got also a kind of link, view all projects in path. Why? Just to be familiar and not surprised what we are going to face during our journey. And for these ones who does not know pathways yet, or maybe for all of you who know it pretty good, but maybe don't remember, it's kind of reminder. Every path is built from 5 levels, and we are going gradually from bottom to the top. First of all, we've got mastering fundamentals. Starting from icebreaker, we are going with speeches about anything we would like to share with our audience. Later on, the more we are going up, the most complex projects are in our way. For example, in level 2, we will be speaking about our leadership style, communication style, and our beginnings in Toastmasters mentoring. Later on, there is level number 3. In this particular path, effective coaching, we've got reaching consensus. Maybe you can imagine that this is the easiest one because there is just one project in here. Not exactly. This is the mandatory one we need to make as a must. But we've got also elective projects. And as we are advised by Toastmaster.org program, we need to choose at least 2 of them to have this level counted. And among these projects, there are from active listening through effective body language to using presentation software. So choosing 2 of them and the mandatory one is the minimal plan to have the level 3 finished. Later on, we are going to level number 4. It's about building skills. And the mandatory project is improvement through positive coaching. What is this about? You will know much more when you are just clicking it and choosing it. There's a huge material, including the videos, how to do it, what to do, how to prepare to be ready to be better coach, to be better communicator. And except of this mandatory project, we've got also elective projects. One of them is the minimum plan to have the level 4 completed. However, this project is much more complex than the previous one. For example, building a social media presence. This is a great example. My host today, Roy Colan, who is, in my opinion, the real expert in building social media presence. Creating a podcast, it's also about Roy. And the other ones, for example, they are related to writing a compelling blog, making question and answer session, or public relations strategies, when we need to do much more than just give a speech. After finishing level 4, we are going to the last one, which is level number 5. And in effective coaching, it covers 2 mandatory projects. First of them is high performance leadership, which means pretty extended project. For example, building a team, making a plan, having the structure of the meetings, describing milestones, monitoring the progress, and finally having the projects finished. Reflect on your path is the one which is always present in every level 5, no matter what path you will choose, because this is the one to make a report to the audience. What have you learned during your path? And elective projects for level 5 for effective coaching, they are ethical leadership, leading in your volunteer organization, lessons learned, moderate a panel discussion, and prepare to speak professionally, which, for example, is about 20 minutes of speaking. All right, so this is about example of one of the paths based on effective coaching example.
By going through that, and then you get evaluations, it'll actually, if you've even just thought about being a coach and have never tried anything, by the time you go through the whole lot, and if you do it properly, it's really gearing you up to be prepared to start your new business journey, which I suppose now being a coach is a great profession in the times that we're in.
Yes, exactly. I totally agree with you, my friend. It gives the opportunity to talk to somebody individually. This was my second path. The first one was team collaboration. Therefore, I was focused on a team at first. Later on, I decided to be more focused on the single person, just to, let's say, to be able to stand on both legs. And later on, I just decided to carry on with other paths to make me better leader and communicator. And as I showed you the example about the path, how to choose it, we need to remember that the digital version costs $20. However, there is an opportunity currently till December that for the members of Toastmasters members, there is a great promotion to have the path for free. And now I would like to invite you to Basecamp. Basecamp is the gateway to pathways, to all projects, to all paths, just to see how it is looking, how it is working. And in my case, going to the option Basecamp, we can see on my screen a couple of information. First of all, this is my current path. This is strategic relationships, as we stated. And the first thing is, because I heard a question some time ago, people said, okay, I finished a path, but I didn't finish all projects in there because it was not mandatory. However, I would like to go back to them just to read, maybe try again, maybe use it, maybe read it. And how to do that? We need to use these filters. Currently, I've got the default option, which is active. However, we can use the drop-down list, and here it is, completed. Let's click it. If I chose the completed option, I've got all other paths completed by myself so far. For example,
It's good you showed me that, because I wasn't aware of that. I thought that the two that I had completed disappeared, and I would actually like to go back. So I wasn't aware of that now as well. So that's good.
All right, yeah. So this is great that it did not disappear for good. This is still available. However, we need to change the default filters. Let's choose the team collaboration. So I'm clicking Open Curriculum, which is on the right of the chosen path. And as we can see, all right, I've got 100% counted, which means, I'm repeating it once again, which means that I made a minimum plan. We can check it easily, especially from level 3 to 5, just to see that not everything is ticked. Please take a look. Successful collaboration is the mandatory one, so it needs to be done, and it is. However, when I go to elective projects, there are optional ones. And for example, my chosen ones were connect with storytelling and make connections through networking. However, there is a couple more that still could be used by myself. For example, know your sense of humor. What to do to get familiar with these projects in our completed path. Just go to the right and click Launch. Loading title, one moment please. And we are waiting a little bit to see what is going on. By the way, in the meantime, once this is being shown, it's just a reminder, please be aware that you've got your pop-up blocker turned off, because Toastmasters.org and all these projects and including pathways is working on pop-up windows. Just to have it visible, you need to look after that in your browsers. All right. This is really important to see how to navigate all these projects. As you can see, we are somewhere in the middle, maybe by the end, I don't know. However, please go down and see we've got drop-down list at the bottom of the site. Let's go to the introduction to be sure that we are the beginning. Just to be sure that we are absolutely at the beginning, just click to the left. And now you can see, know your sense of humor level 3 projects is where we are right now. All right. And for example, if you just want to go through that, we can just click begin and start reading and preparing. Using the arrows to the left, to the right, we can go forward or backward. If there is any link, we can just check it and click it, what is inside. For example, project checklist, this is a PDF file that would be really helpful for us to be prepared. For example, about the project and speech, know your sense of humor. There's a recommendation, select a topic for your speech and develop at least one story you can use in your speech to add humor. The second one is schedule your speech with your VPE, and so on and so forth. We can obviously print it or download it. All right. Let's go further.
And the advantage of that actually is sometimes people get overwhelmed with having to create something new. And by having that checklist, it just breaks it down into a simple format. And it just allows you to go, okay, I'll do this, I'll do the next step. And before you know it, you have the speech done and you're moving forward with the next level.
Yes, exactly. And all projects, no matter what it is, no level what it is, no matter what level it is, we've got kind of assessment just to assess our skills before we start it. And there is a couple of questions. For example, the first one, I can engage an audience with a story. Let's put it as a free in here. How to navigate further? We are clicking the button next. If we just want to change our answer, for example, from 3 to 2, we can do it by clicking back. And let's go to the next question. I easily then identify the best story to make the broader point of a speech. We can just put in here, again, 3. Let's go. I'm clicking no matter what right now, just to see how to navigate this. However, this is purely recommended to be fair enough because it's easier and much more valuable for you to track your progress later on. I recognize how this project applies to my life outside of Toastmasters. We all know that having humor in our speeches is not only valuable and needed in Toastmaster worlds, but wherever we are, it's much more needed than we can realize. Okay, and here it is. We've got, for example, point number 3, and we don't have any more questions. Therefore, the button next is gray right now. Therefore, we need to click submit in here. And we've got information that we've successfully submitted our responses. Then we can go further with our projects, reading about competencies, going further and further. And as we can see, because I'm going to use the shorter way, for example, by the end of this whole project, there is complete your assignment section. And among all of this, there is also evaluation resource, what was told a little bit by Roy a couple of minutes ago. Let's click it. And as you can see that, there's a documentation that is really helpful for all of us to make it better assessed and evaluated by our friends in Toastmasters or them by us, because it works in other ways. Either we are speakers or we are evaluators. And print my project. This is my favorite link and button in all this program or tool. Let's check it. What is this about? This is the PDF file containing all this information, of course, except of the videos, because this is PDF. But we are able to save it or print it and calmly read it to be prepared, better prepared for our performances. And the last step is assessing our skills after our performance. We should also mark our understanding and answering the questions with the points from 1 to 5. If we've got everything clicked and submitted, we should have this project counted or ticked as the other ones. Level 4 seems pretty similar because we've got mandatory project and elective projects, and this is same situation. I chose one, but I could choose anyone as well. And let's go to level 5 because there was a slight change made about 6 months ago, or maybe even longer, about the finishing this level. The first version was that actually we had lead in a situation which is mandatory projects and reflect on your path in one place, and elective projects normally in the second link. However, currently I will show you based on my other path. Let's go there and check the strategic relationships. Open curriculum, once again, but another path. And please take a look at the changes. Level 5 and path completion are treated as the separate ones. What it means, if I finish level number 5 and elective project, it does not count all path yet. Path completion covers reflect on your path, the last one, the last projects we need to face, about reporting what we've learned, how looked our path, and why we could recommend it or not. Roy, any questions about this journey through these paths?
No, it is interesting. I mean, I didn't realize that they actually changed as well. And just for those that aren't Toastmasters, like the Toastmasters.org, when you go into that, it'll actually search a club, and you can put in your location, and it'll tell you where the nearest club is in your country or your city. But as I say, now it's online, so you can kind of, you can join anywhere around the world. You can perhaps even try a few and just get to know people all around the world.
Yes, exactly. And for example, regarding to the fact what you just said, in my case, in the middle of the rectangles, the website, there is access my path to Basecamp, and we've got your home club. In my case, this is Speakers of Łódź. However, if we are members of a few clubs, we've got the drop-down list in here, and actually, whatever will be chosen, which club will be chosen in here, it determines where our projects and levels and awards will be counted and transferred to. In my case, you've got the one club right now, I'm a member of one club, this is obvious where I'm going to go with them. But if there are at least two, this is up to us, up to the owners, which club we are going to have rewarded with our efforts. All right, so let's go to Basecamp once again, because I would like to show you one more thing, pretty important one. For example, we've got the option like search. This is the right upper corner, and what we could search. Let's say who we could search. Let's try to search somebody. For example, Roy, I'm going to type your name. However, it didn't do anything. Do you know why? As a comparison, I will show you the other name. I try to choose Łukasz, a friend of mine from the club Speakers of Łódź. This is the option to search and find our colleagues from our Toastmaster clubs. Due to the fact that Łukasz and me are in the same club, it was easy to find him, and it was impossible to find anybody else in this option from other clubs. And what we can do, for example, I found Łukasz, a friend of mine, with some information about him. We can see in the app Basecamp profile, also feedback and portfolio. And feedback is really important thing. In Toastmaster, we are saying that evaluation is the heart of Toastmaster, and feedback and evaluation is just the same. It's sharing with others our thoughts to help them to grow, to develop. And there is an opportunity to share our feedback with this person. Let's try to do that. Okay, for example, we can just send some information. You were great during last meeting with your supportive evaluation of my speech. Of course, we can type much more. And there is a question, who would like to see your feedback? We've got some options, either just Łukasz or managers or everyone. What means managers? Managers means the people from Toastmaster clubs who have got access to Basecamp as Basecamp managers. So they are president, vice president of education, and obviously secretary. So these people. Of course, we can just limit it to Łukasz or just put it to everyone. What else we've got? We can add the attachment, for example, with the evaluation form or something else. And here is the really important and surprising method. I would say that's pretty seldom used still in Toastmasters world, giving a badge. Let's take a look at it. We've got 6 badges about the performance. It was adaptable, collaborative, courageous, exceptional, innovative, inspirational. Let's try to choose one of them. For example, inspirational. And if we just click post, it will mean that it will be sent to Łukasz. And due to the fact that I chose the everyone option, it will be visible in the whole club with the badge which was awarded. All right. Let's log out from here. There's one more thing I would like to share with you guys. Going to Basecamp to our own profile, we've got also some options. For example, path and learning education transcript. So we can just go through all the paths they are described and shown in different with different materials. Speech evaluation is about the evaluation form I just showed you a couple of minutes ago, that we are going just through the questions with the possibility with open questions and answers. And tutorial and resources mean that any other materials that would be suitable and respective for us to learn more about pathways possibilities. Also, we've got the options on the right as my feedback, my badges, and my documents. Let's go to these two ones. For example, my feedback. We can request a feedback from somebody. For example, as we can see in our example, I'd like to hear your thoughts on my latest projects. How to do that? If we click on it, below we've got the option about the people who are asked by us about this feedback. Let's start from that. Due to the fact that Roy is not possible to be found to different club, we can use Łukasz as previously club president. And as you can see, he's chosen. And right now we can ask. Let's prepare the questions. Hi, I would like to ask you about opinion on my latest performance as Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you in advance. And also, our request may be seen by the managers or by anyone. It's not about one person to be asked. We can add more people. For example, let's try with the second one. Luba is the second one. And if we are ready with that or just want to add something kind of attachment, we can just click attach a file and later on click the post to send it to as a request.
And just on that, actually, because especially for competition, so if you've done a competition speech,
Yes.
something like that would be really beneficial, because I know that anytime I was doing a competition, I'd always ask the people that were in the room for feedback, and you'd be surprised, you get fantastic information. So if you wrote something like that and asked people, they'd send you information that would actually help you improve your speech so that you'd have a better chance of progressing to the next levels.
Yes, exactly. This is a really good example of using this opportunity to gather the ideas, to ask for pieces of advice to our colleagues to be better prepared for the next levels. And the second option I would like to show you is my badges. So this is about our, let's say, awards, which are confirmed by badges in Toastmaster Worlds. For example, every level consists of every path consists of 5 levels, and as you can see, I've got some of them. And the last thing is that we are starting, for example, with team collaboration activated, and the project is finished when we are getting the badge named Team Collaboration Proficiency. So here we can see what badges we've got in here. However, there's also the place for badges which were shown to you a couple of minutes ago. For example, that you were inspirational, that you were courageous, that your performance was really supportive, and so on. And therefore, this is the good place to see what we've got and from who. All right, Roy, is there anything else you would like me to
No, I
share?
think for today, that's actually excellent. It's for those that are, interested in actually maybe joining Toastmasters, it gives you an idea of the different things that will benefit you. And for those that are Toastmasters that have perhaps struggled with the pathways or just never navigated it, I think it'll be of benefit. And plus, we'll do other ones as well where we'll show different things and perhaps easy speak as well. So, Radek, thank you very much for your time and all the descriptions and the way that you progressed through this. It was very beneficial. So I presume what I'll do is in the link, I'll give your LinkedIn profile, because I know that you're always there to help people, so that if anybody wants to reach out, that they can actually be in
Yes,
contact.
sure. Yes, please do. Please carry on. I would like to thank you also, Roy, for having this opportunity to participate in your podcast. Wish you a great and big audience and a great amount of followers in your efforts and in your activities. And also, I would like to join you with invitation to people to Toastmasters Worlds, because as you can see, we are still developing, we are still growing as an organization. And even if maybe the new educational program is still a kind of jigsaw for many of us, that's the sign that we are not standing in one place. We are going further across the needs of other people. So feel free to be invited to this great organization.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Radek. So that's all for the speaking podcast. I know this one was a bit different to usual, and you can be sure to go over all the other episodes and you'll get all tips and tricks. We'll have Radek back again showing you how to do a few other things in pathways and easy speak. So until next week, take care.
See you. Bye.